Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 19 in the ALV for November 19th, 2023. Better is the poor who walks in his integrity than he who is perverse in his lips and is a fool. Also, desire without knowledge is not good, and he who makes haste with his feet sins. The foolishness of a man subverts his way, and his heart frets against Yahweh. Wealth adds many friends, but the poor is separated from his friend. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he who breathes out lies shall not escape. Many will entreat the favor of a liberal man, and every man is a friend to him who gives gifts. All the brethren of the poor hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? He who pursues after words, they're not. He who attains sense loves his own soul. He who keeps understanding shall find good. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he who breathes out lies shall perish. Delicate living is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes. The discretion of a man makes him slow to anger, and it is his glory to pass over a transgression. The king's wrath is as the roaring of a lion, but his favor is as dew upon the grass. A foolish son is the calamity of his father, and the contentions of a wife are continual dripping. House and riches are an inheritance from fathers, but a prudent wife is from Yahweh. Slothfulness casts into a deep sleep, and the idle soul shall suffer hunger. He who keeps the commandment keeps his soul. He who despises his ways shall die. He who has pity upon the poor lends to Yahweh, and his good deed will he pay him again. Chasten your son, seeing there is hope, and set not your heart on causing him to die. A man of great wrath shall bear the penalty, for if you deliver him, you must do it yet again. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that you may be wise in your latter end. There are many devices in a man's heart, but the counsel of Yahweh that shall stand. That which makes a man to be desired is his kindness, and a poor man is better than a liar. The fear of Yahweh tends to life, and he who has it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. The sluggard buries his hand in the dish, and he will not so much bring it to his mouth again. Smite a scoffer, and the simple will learn prudence, and reprove one of understanding. He will gain knowledge. Who does violence to his father and chases away his mother? He is a son who causes shame and brings reproach. Cease, my son, to hear instruction, only to err from the words of knowledge. A worthless witness mocks at justice, and the mouth of the wicked swallows iniquity. Judgment are prepared for scoffers, and stripes for the back of fools. We see over and over the poor and how the poor are treated. Jesus even told us we'll always have the poor with us. It's just kind of the way that our world works, I suppose. Not everybody's going to be able to be rich. Some of it's going to be related to calamity. Some of it's going to be related to infirmity. Some of it is just related to lack of diligence or slothfulness. I know that's a harsh message to say, given the rise in the homelessness. And I would say some of those people, that's calamity, right? Living paycheck to paycheck, something happens, can't pay the power bill because it's exorbitantly big, or the heat bill. Heat gets shut off. Rental agreement is such that if utilities get shut off, you're evicted. Now you're living on the street because you couldn't pay a bill. So it's not always a moral flaw or a sin or something like that. And that's also why we're supposed to be taking care of these people, because it says all the brethren of the poor hate him. We don't like it when somebody's constantly needing us, needing something, being needy, right? It's just something about us. It's something about our nature. But the rich, the people who have resources, they have more friends than they can deal with, right? The discretion of a man makes him slow to anger, and it is his glory to pass over a transgression. Self-control, especially in us dudes. trying to put that into my sons, that's one of the most important skills you can master, is the skill of self-control, taming your tongue, holding captive your thoughts. He who has pity on the poor lends to Yahweh. So again, we're being told, take care of these people, and his good deed will he pay him again. A man of great wrath shall bear the penalty, for if you deliver him, you must do it again. I shared recently a quote from Roadhouse, right, about being nice until it's time to be not nice. And how do you know it'll be time to be not nice? And it says, I'll tell you. Well, my dad raised me with that advice for sure, and it certainly saved me some trouble, because once you get the rage monster out, you make really dumb decisions, right? And you act very rashly, and you will pay for those things. And it says if you rescue these people from themselves, they're just going to keep doing it. They have to learn a lesson. It's unfortunate, but you can't save people from their own actions continuously and then expect them to change. The fear of Yahweh tends to life, and he who has it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. If you fear the Lord and you're going after him, you're going to get yourself in a lot less sticky situations, certainly. Pardon me. Judgments prepared for scoffers and stripes for the back of fools. May seem to be having their day, but it's not going to last. A foolish son is the calamity of his father. How hurtful is it to have to save your kids from these situations and for them to keep doing it, right, and making foolish decisions? You love them. You're going to continue to go after them. You're going to continue to be open and loving them. But it pains you to see them act this way and to bring shame on your family and themselves. The contention, so you got the son, and then you got the contentions of a wife, or a continual dripping. Wives, ladies, self-control. It's for you too. You know, there's a joke about, like, have you tried telling her to calm down? But at the same time, it's like, the contentions of a wife are a continual dripping. That's not just complaints. That's just constant, like, and arguing with you. Maybe some of it's deserved, right? But the constantness of it is soul grating, right? But if we fear Yahweh, a prudent wife is from Yahweh. Now, I'm not really of the opinion that you've got somebody picked out for you ahead of time, and that's the only person you can make a life with. However, it is a gift from God to find a prudent wife, a lady that shows self-restraint, thinks properly, acts properly. Houses and riches are an inheritance from fathers, but a prudent wife comes from Yahweh. Speaking of, my phone was ringing, so dealing with the situation with this car claim. Man, when you're caught in lies, and it's not my lies, the dealership that has had the car and has been fixing it has lied to us for weeks on multiple fronts, including, like, parts being ordered, other parts being ordered, the paint, the sensor alignment, all the stuff. Well, I got the car back in the dark last night. So a few moments ago, I got a very upset call from my wife, who's, like, telling me how bad the paint job is that they did on this bumper, and that the light is still busted loose. So The claim was supposed to be finished, but they also didn't do the service that they had promised to do on the car. And we're about to go on a road trip. So safety first. And then on top of that, insurance doesn't care. They just take your money. So I'm getting no service. I just get to call a 1-800 number and deal with somebody who's talking to me on remote most of the time. And it's just a mess. It's just a mess. You just expect people to do what they're supposed to do and do the right thing. People don't do that. They look out for themselves, and that goes for businesses and managers too. So if you find a business that does right and treats you right, say your prayers. He pursues after words, they are not. He who attains sense loves his own soul. He who keeps understanding shall find good. Once again, it's an act. It's an action to go after these things and to align yourself in a way that you can receive them. So with that, go with God, say your prayers, be blessed.